Hi, my name is Matthew Smith, and this is Inequalities of Wealth within the U.S. So for my topic, I chose wealth inequality. Many people across the globe refer to America as the land of opportunity. However, the levels of income inequality in the U.S. don't seem to fit that narrative. The wealth in the U.S. has been unevenly dispersed across numerous sectors of class, race, and generation. Times are difficult currently within the COVID-19 outbreak and the global pandemic, which has caused a large decrease in jobs, breakdown of our economy, and a clear difference in wealth distribution. So, my reasons for picking this issue: my mom came to the US from the Philippines. Now, this may seem like a random thing to bring up, but my mom came from a third world country which has experienced a large amount of wealth inequality, and I was surprised to hear that it was occurring in the US as well. Now, this issue is very prevalent right now because of the current COVID-19 outbreak, which has seen the loss of millions of jobs and a lot of struggle and distraught with middle and lower class families. I also wanted to understand the history of inequality and wealth in the US. Alright, for my thesis, I chose, although it seems that economic wealth inequalities have spiked during the COVID-19 pandemic, these inequalities have existed for a century in America because of racial disputes, mishandling of wealth, and generational wealth. What I mean by this is a large portion of wealth in our entire country is controlled by a very small minority of our population, and this is held by businessmen, CEOs, just leaders of America, and they all hold the top of the wealth. And this all dates back to the early 1900s to late 1800s with the pre-Civil War era. Also, a lot of the discrimination that occurred earlier in the 1900s, and on top of that, the Great Depression, the financial crisis of 2008. There's just been a lot of things that have contributed to what we see now as the wealth inequality. For my sources, I chose sources from Sirapurapu and Kuznets to talk about the modern times. So that pertains to 2000s to now. So Sirapurapu, I think I'm saying that wrong, but he talks about the COVID pandemic and how it's affected our economy. And then Kuznets talks about a little bit before that, about the 2008 financial crisis. My sources from Kuhn, Keister, and Zuckman talk about the 1900s, so the Great Depression, the World War, everything that occurred around that time. My next guy was Leon, who speaks about how to fix inequality. He offers a great point about individual entrepreneurship and how that can make an entire community become more wealthy and hopefully fix inequality. And then for my last one, I chose an article from the 1930s, which it obviously dates back to the 1930s, but preachers talk about early attempts to fix inequality of wealth. So specifically Dr. Fosdick. Don't know any background on him. The article didn't state a background, nor could I find a background on him. But all I know is he was a preacher that wanted to stop unemployment, and to do that, he wanted to shed a light on how corporations and the industry need to equal out so it can equalize opportunity for all Americans. Alright, and that's my presentation. Thank you.